Hi, I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. We're just trying to clean up the mess from the last storm that came through. And here's another one coming down. It's coming down hard. And the water's warm. It's not cold. It's like a shower. I got to step back, it's blowing in the garage door. Something that goes along with thunderstorms and really humid weather, especially the kind of humid weather we've been having this year, doors tend to swell. And you would think that they would shrink back down as it gets drier. Well, it hadn't gotten drier. It just keeps staying wet. So this door is hanging up. It's the front door on the house, and it makes it very difficult to get the door open. So I'm going to plane off some wood and make it a little thinner. Then it'll work better. Taking the pins out is easiest if you have the door closed. That way it's just sitting there, and you can take a screwdriver and tap up on the pin, and it'll slide right out, and the door won't fall over. It's always a good thing not having the door fall over. Then you just open it slightly and it slips off the hinges, and you're all set to go. I found it easiest to clamp the door on a workmate. That holds it vertical so that I can go along the edge here and plane it down. And I'm using a number 8. That's just because I have one. Not everybody has a number 8. Put nails in the edge of the door. I'm going to knock the blade out of my number 8. That's not good. Why would they do such a thing? Right here. 1, 2. Looks like they put a whole bunch of them in here. So once again, a job that started out to be just a minute or two, it's going to turn into a much longer job. I'm going to have to resharpen the number 8 because it's going to not cut well after hitting that nail, but I'm going to do a quick fix on this to get these nails out of the way. Well, it's going to be a quick fix. Quicker than trying to dig them out. Okay. That's an idiot move, leaving finish nails embedded in the door where you know it's going to be planed. It has to be planed, just that's how you make a door fit. Now that I have this side planed off, I need to cut off these scrub marks here. This is where it's running up against the seal on the door. You can see the drag marks all the way down. Now you have to be careful because you can take off too much and then you end up with daylight showing around the edges of the door. Okay, let's see if this is enough. You set the door into the hinge. I try and line up the middle hinge. Seems to work best. Then you just close the door. Drive the pins in. This is beeswax. And yes, it's in a deodorant applicator. I actually made a video of how I put it in there. So if you want to see it, I'll put a link in the description. Makes it really nice, rather than having a chunk of wax sitting in your toolbox that gets all gummed up and ends up having all kinds of crap in it. This lets me close the top, and as the wax wears away, I just crank out a little more. That's nice. Now it's always going to have some drag on it. This door has a spring steel seal on it, which puts a pretty good amount of pressure against the door when it's closed. But it does work really well. The door doesn't leak any air. So I've left that alone, and I'm going to leave it alone because it works quite well. They had put some foam along this surface, and all that did is made it so that you had to push the door really hard to compress all that foam. Pinching foam with your fingers is easy, but when you try and push a whole big area, the amount of pressure you apply with your fingers is multiplied by 1,000. So that's a lot of push. So I ended up taking that foam off so that the door would shut. Still doesn't leak any air. I think they put the metal strips on after the foam because the foam didn't work. There. Another job done. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching. This video is not to be viewed by anyone under the age of 13 in the U.S. or 16 in the European Union, without the express written permission of the parents or legal guardians of the underage person. Such written permission must be on file at the local government entity in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations established by the FTC. Anyone violating these terms is admitting by default that they hold harmless the owners and operators of this channel. Any and all questions should be addressed to your local branch of the FTC.